more like a social event if you're there because all the fans are there's all these rituals.
Is that the same as it was? I mean, the Kicks in the '70s, that was a social event. Is everyone go?
What's your story behind a PB&J?
Oh, it's all that tailgate.
I want a sandwich. I make a sandwich. I eat the sandwich.
You think I care about that? Look, I can do whatever I want, all right? If I want to shoot a paintball gun at my dad, I'm gonna do it.
Good shot, son. I'm proud of you.
Will you marry me?
What?
Hey, really, could you stay in the cab? I'm sorry, I'll be right there, I promise. Or maybe I won't. What's your answer?
When you want to talk sports, you ask folks who have seen it all up close. So on The Al Travis Show, we go with the guys at the end of the bench. Time to talk all things sports.
We've got them, John and Dan, both back. The gang's all here. The guys at the end of the bench. How you guys doing?
Good. Good morning. How you doing, Al?
Good. Well, it was a good weekend sports-wise. I mean, if you just want to talk sports, a pretty darn good weekend for Minnesota fans. Let's go back in time, if we can, to Saturday's basketball game, Saturday night. Decent start time. Minnesota Timberwolves, Golden State Warriors. I'm going to let you guys discuss because I think you're going to be all gloaty about it. You're wearing your hat, John, your Timberwolves hat. You're going to be all gloaty over it. I'm going to be Mr. Negatrometer on the win. It was a win we needed to win. I'm not ripping that. But to beat that team by 5, we have a problem. Go ahead, John, your thoughts on the game.
I'm not going to be gloaty. I was out with a friend. We watched the Twins game, and I watched the first half of the basketball before I left at halftime to come home.
Yep.
I was not impressed.
Good.
There was one series. I think we came down like 5 times and we failed to score. They were rushing the offense. They were trying to force these 3-pointers, and I was like, "What are you guys doing? You know, this is not college basketball where you just run and gun here."
No.
Play the game, because you could tell they had an edge.
Yeah.
And they were up a little bit, and then they let Golden State come back in. So the defense wasn't there. It was an ugly first half, in my opinion, for the Wolves.
Dan, they were up twice in the first half by 10 or more, and then Warriors came back. If you notice, a lot of it had to do, as soon as Ant sat his butt down, poof, they ran those guys out of the gym. Your thoughts?
Yes, that was true in the first half. In the second half, that was a different Ant, and ran. And so I will. No, you're right. They shouldn't have been in that position, but they absolutely, but they took command late in the game. I won't say actually that I won't say took command. It's they end up just playing. They end up having enough intestinal fortitude for the end of the game to say, yeah, we will. And Randall was just, man, I wish we'd seen this Randall all year. I mean, glad to see him out.
Great point, Dan. I was going to say, if anybody, I mean, I know Anthony gets more points, yada, yada. Anybody making this squad what they are right now, it's Julius Randle. He feels when the things are going rough, going bad, and if he has to, he'll muscle his way down inside. If not, he's facilitating stuff. He had 10 rebounds, 24 points, 12 assists. He had a triple-double. And yes, we'll talk about Ant, but you talk about Ant, he didn't score at all in the first half. My point is Randall's been the guy in this playoffs for us so far, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. You don't even see a triple-double hardly in a regular game, let alone a playoff game. I mean,
and now the downsides. Let's go a little on the downside here for just a second. As I look at total points, Conley again, 7. He hasn't gotten to double digits. And Rudy Gobert, the tallest man on the court by 6 inches again. 9 points. I don't know why we can't feed it into him. This game, in my opinion, especially, what's his name? Green got ejected out of the game. He's got his 6th foul with like 5 minutes to play. At that point, Rudy Gobert would look like a regular adult playing with 6th grade kids, and he just needs to stand under the bucket and just drop them in. I don't know why we can't figure out that height differential. He's 10 times bigger than anybody out there. Dan, your thoughts? How does he get 9 points?
How many points did Golden State's big men end up with in this game?
I got it.
So he's there. He's there for his defense. Any offense they get is a bonus, but usually it's the sneak. So no, I mean, do I want to see more out of him? Absolutely. But this is but right now he's being the role player that they need.
Yeah.
And that's, hopefully, God knows they don't need him to score, but
they put in a Jackson Davis. I hadn't really heard of that guy. He scored 7, but it was Jonathan Kuminga off the bench for them. They switched him right in. He scored 30 points. And the Kuminga kid has never reached his potential. I've been watching Golden State. The kid, he's going to be the greatest. He's never been there, but 30 points wasn't bad. But I'm just saying, with nobody in the game, Green's out. Obviously, Steph Curry's out. They had one player on the court, Butler, who scored 33. This should have been a wipeout game, and we won by 5. I like what John, you said they had intestinal fortitude. I agree with you.
Dan.
But that again should have. Oh, Dan did? Okay. I'm just saying that shouldn't have been a 5-point ball game. I'm glad they won. That helps us out a ton.
No.
But it doesn't lead me to thinking by tonight's game, don't worry about it. We got this thing locked. I don't have that feeling.
And I think we should expect double-digit scoring out of Gobert almost every night. I know he's a defensive guy, and I'm not saying he's got to get 25 or 30 points, but
We should be at 15.
he could be scoring 15 or 16 points.
I mean, I will agree with that. Yes.
But somehow they figured that out. I'd watch out. Go ahead, Dan. Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm surprised, and I don't know what the talking of betting lines are and policy is on the Al Travis show. So I will.
Oh, I don't. Oh, you can. No, we talk about it all the time. I don't make any money from any sports betting. Go ahead.
Not that I would suggest wagering any money on this, but
No.
for hypothetical purposes only. I was kind of surprised to see this morning the betting line is the Wolves are minus 1,000 to win the series, which means you got to spend $1,000 to win $100. Hey, here's my $1,000. I get you $1,100 back if they win.
That will change so much if for some reason the Warriors win tonight. If they can flip this thing tonight. Now, I'll tell you what, I was just going to say, I think Steve Kerr might be one of the best coaches out there. He did everything with nothing the other night, and he's doing it without the one guy they built an entire team around. If the Warriors win tonight and it's 2-2, that gives them time. Curry's supposed to be back. He won't be back for tonight's game, possibly not Wednesdays. So if it's 2-2, they will lose that game, but he will be back for the 5th and 6th games, presumably, and then it's a whole other ball game.
Can you imagine
I think we're going to win tonight.
Boost that will be? Yeah, do you imagine how much of a boost that would be for the Warriors if they were able to end up coming out even?
Yeah,
without Steph?
See, this is where it's so weird with basketball and this whole formula. It's a must-win for the Timberwolves, right? I mean, tonight is a must-win. They're up 2-1. They're playing at the other guy's stadium. Wow. This would never be because you've already done your deal. You've stolen a game there. But it's almost a must-win because if the Warriors win this and it's tied, it's like a moral victory for them.
It's a must for both teams, really.
Yeah, that's probably true. Okay,
I mean, if we win, we've got one hand on the throat, and the other one.
Yeah. You only got to win 1 of 3 games, and Curry may or may not be back. No, winning tonight is everything for us, but it's almost a must-win for them too. I've got to go to break. We didn't get to cover all that stuff. We got to talk some Minnesota Twins on the other side and the Loons. We'll talk about all that, I guess, coming up. And that's for folks who don't know, like the rest of us, that's a soccer team. We'll talk about it coming up after this.
All the special interests are represented in St. Paul. But who speaks for you? Center of the American Experiment does. Our policy fellows dig into the tough issues that matter to you and offer common sense solutions on education, taxes, crime, and energy. American Experiment is the trusted, nonpartisan voice of Minnesotans like you. We are working every day to make Minnesota a better, safer, more prosperous place. We are American Experiment. Go to americanexperiment.org to learn more.
If it's your turn to host a game, Grandpa's Barbecue suggests you try something different. Put out the perfect barbecue flavor of Grandpa's Barbecue. Add it to your ribs, dip the meatballs, or drench your wings in the original flavor of Grandpa's Barbecue. It isn't too hot or spicy, fruity or smoky or whatever. Grandpa's Barbecue. Available in select stores and online at grandpasbarbecueshop.com.
You don't need to ask him his opinion more than once. Al Travis on the Al Travis Show.
I have no doubt the guys at the end bench, John and Dan, have plenty to say about your Minnesota Twins. But let me throw this out here. I am absolutely stunned by the Central Division of the American League. I thought 50 wins, a little more, would get you the division here. As we sit today, and let's look out, the top 3 teams in the Central have the best winning record in the American League. And Minnesota's in 4th place right behind him. I mean, I'm sorry, you didn't see this coming? See this coming? All, Detroit, Cleveland, Kansas City, all rolling. Come on. Your thoughts?
Last year, maybe wasn't last year. Maybe it wasn't a fluke.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know. But it's amazing. It is incredible. Now the Orioles are not helping that. But.
No, that's very true. But John, did you see this coming? Here we are, the Minnesota Twins now back over 500. We're the best record in the last 10 games, 8-2. All good news. We've gained next to nothing because the 3 teams ahead of us, just talking about this, 7-3, 6-4, 7-3 in their last 10. We're not gaining anything. This is going to be a catfight.
It is, and if we were in one of the other divisions, we'd be like within a game of the top, or maybe 2 games. So I think we're sitting 5 out, which isn't bad.
We're 5 out, yeah.
Considering how these other teams are playing, but yeah, I would have thought Cleveland would be in the mix, of course, and maybe the Tigers. I still would have had the Royals down there a bit, so it's surprising. I still have to wonder how long they can sustain it, though. Tigers are looking like the real deal, but Cleveland and KC, I don't know. It's a grind. It's a season. Yeah. So I don't want to jump too early because we're only in mid-May. So let's see when June starts. Well,
I want to rip a little bit on Dan's comment about the Orioles are a helper. This squad, Dan, and I'm being Mr. Twins guy, 2 out of 3 against the Red Sox, no slouch. Oh, I'm sorry. Did we just sweep the Giants? No slouch. I'm sorry, Dan, your little comment about the Orioles. We do have them coming up, thank God. But we're playing pretty good baseball right now.
I mean, going into the Giants series, all I was confident in is that we were not the 3rd worst team in the American League. Yeah. Because you didn't know the Orioles that bad, but the Orioles are not that bad. They're not. We just caught them at a good time. But the Giants have been playing really well.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. That is very impressive. So I just have I'm gonna be I'm gonna always be pulling for the boys when they get when they're down. But I also got to turn that around and just say, now let's not get too excited. Let's be.
Well, let's put the blame on something. What is it? Is the pitching figured out what they've got to do? Is that what's doing it for us? I know the bats are there. We were talking 2 weeks ago. They weren't a team that averaged 200. We were like, can we get to? They're 238 to move an entire team. 38 points up. The team's hitting better, obviously.
Getting better. The starting pitching since that first run through the first 5 games, the first run through the rotation. After that, they have the best ERA in baseball for the starting pitchers. Okay.
All right, that's good.
Awful that first week. Remember just how Ober got shelled, Ryan got beat up, Lopez got. But after that first time through the rotation, they've got the best ERA in baseball since then, and that's who would have thought?
Is this all hanging, John, on Buxton? He's our batting leader right now at 264, home run leader at 9. On runs batted in 26, hits 39. Well, he leads all the categories. He's got to stay healthy, right?
He does. That's the Buxton everybody's been looking for 5 years here, or more. Those are all-star numbers. If he keeps playing at that pace, he'll be the pick from our team, and we could have potentially another. Who knows? It wouldn't be surprising to see a pitcher or 2 get picked if they keep playing as well as they do. But that's if he stays healthy. Look what he makes happen. Just look at some of his base running. He still has that speed where he and
that 8-inch glove, that 8-inch running glove. I've got a new rule for baseball. I'd like to try it on you guys after watching this weekend. I say whatever gear you walk into the batter's box with, you have to keep with you the entire way around, like the safety helmet. So you get the first base, he got the elbow thing on, he got the glove, and he got the thing on his legs, and you're like, no, take it off. That's what you brought to the game, baby. We didn't play ball. They look like little mini goaltenders for hockey.
They look like Iron Man out there.
Yeah. So wouldn't that be a better rule? If you took it in the batter's box, you got to take it home with you. Come on. And
I do remember a kid. in Little League that did actually have like a glove, not the oven mitts they wear now, but like some kind of plastic thing that we run in the bases. But we
made fun of those kids back then. So give me real quick. We're going to sweep the Orioles, right? 2 sweeps in a row. We're going to go with that.
I'll call it. I'll call it even though it's there because they're so down. I think they're in a funk. They could pull it together and bust out against us, but I'm going to be bullish.
Dan?
I'm going to be the really boring guy for radio and say, they'll take 2 or 3.
All right, 2 out of 3 with that. All right, we've got to evidently the game of the 70s is still something we talk about today. I was all for it in the 70s. I loved playing soccer in my day. And then I got to be in high school and said, okay, girls don't think this is cool, and we stopped. It's still going on. John, I know I'm getting in trouble from your friend. What's up with these loonies?
Hey, they're okay. The thing that I think people don't like about the Loons or maybe don't follow is the schedule is sort of sporadic. It's like, when are they playing again? And then they're on the road or they're here. But I'll tell you, the fan base here is fervent. And Lionel Messi is the Pele of today, right? So he came to town. There was an entourage following him everywhere. Fans getting a glimpse. My friend showed me pictures he took at the game of the man that he's probably going to print off and hang up. I don't know. But they also beat his team 4-1, which was impressive.
Ooh. Well, wait a minute. Didn't you say they scored? Didn't you say Messi scored on his own goal or something?
Well, not him, but one of the scores against his team was by their team. It was a mistake, so we were gifted one, but we still did pretty good against that team.
Dan, any thoughts on the Loons?
4 goals in a soccer game. Yeah, imagine that.
It's like a baseball game broke out.
John, I have to correct you on that. The proper pronunciation is Lionel. Well,
Messi. Okay.
Oh my God.
There's no Lionel. Lionel.
This is so off of where I thought we'd go today. With all that's going on, we end up talking about where's Messi from? What teams do you play for? United of France?
From Argentina, but yeah,
who's he play for? I wouldn't have any idea.
I'd say internationally, he's from he plays on the Argentinian national team.
Doesn't he play for a California team?
I think he's only 5'7". He's a short guy.
Who is it? I honestly, that tells you how much I'm really paying attention.
You guys tell me we got to talk about this. We don't know anything.
Team it was.
Okay, the other team that he scored on himself. Okay, we got to fly. I'm out of time. Glad to have you both back, John and Dan. Thanks for being on the program. Appreciate you being here.
Go Wolves!
Yeah,
go Wolves. That's right. Tonight at like 9:00 start time. Somebody watch it and let me know what happens because I'll have to read about it in the morning.
Achieving your financial goals requires individual planning and a comprehensive approach.